dear officials of the ministries, dear members of the industry, dear organizers, and dear delegates, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very, very happy to be here at this international conference in wonderful Istanbul. I recently, or precisely in August, I moved to Istanbul. I've been consulting for a decade, Tirash, and then I was asked by Mehmet Afşin and the shareholders to enforce my contribution. So I'm serving now as Chief Sustainability Officer at the company. My background is in waste management, especially in recycling of waste oils and in recycling of other hazardous wastes. And so therefore it was very logic that I'm proud to join this company here, which is really the most innovative installation what I've seen in the last decade. So that I don't leave my papers. I will strive briefly, history of Tirash, go to the topics of sustainability itself, give you a bit an inside view in the technology, and explore the potential for CO2 savings. So how can that be that re-refining can save CO2? You will see. And I give you a short summary. You have seen the videos in the morning, so I think those of you who've seen that, actually we have also no laser pointer, nothing? Okay, so I have to show you by hand if I have to show something. It will work. So Tirash was founded in 2011, so 10 years ago. It is a private company, and it was always the goal of the Mehmet and the shareholders to build a refinery. Let's say it was the dream to build a refinery. And it started with a collection of used oil. It is very, very important that you have good knowledge about your raw material. And then the refinery construction started in 2018, and it's now finished, and startup has been done so far. Next, please. Yeah, now I jump from the world here in Turkey directly to the UN. So we have seen in the other speeches as well how important that is. So these UN sustainability goals, this is the basis of the European Green Deal. Many of you maybe have focused already on that. It's not only very flowery pictures, it is really a very good guideline on what we have to focus to be a sustainable society. And at the end, we will see where Tirash, a very refining industry, can contribute to. Next, please. Circular economy, certainly a very important part of sustainability concepts. If we see here, I have to go ahead. This is can I move that? Okay. If you see the circle here, we have where we start. We start here, industry and blenders. Industry and blenders means the lubricant marketers, all the big oil companies, you know. And we do a simple example, motor oil. So you buy a can of motor oil, and you have the use phase, that's in your car, and some of the lubricant is evaporating, therefore you have to refill. And then, after a while, it's not anymore useful, it's black and dirty, and you have to go to the workshop or do it by yourself and change the lube oil. The lube oil is then, the used oil. The used oil is then collected and is later brought to the refinery. And from the refinery, what is waste oil? Waste oil is a lubricant which is consumed. And the lubricant which has oxidation products, some water, some diesel, some gasoline in it. And this you have to remove. In the remaining part you have to purify, and then you arrive at the new product, which is base oil. Base oil is not only for refining. Base oil is the raw material, but is also produced by all large virgin producers. Next, please. Next, please. So, we are not here in a technical conference, so that's a very easy picture. What is the flow in such a refinery? There is the material is delivered to the refinery by truck or by train. Then you have a quality control, very, very important. Used oil is black, you cannot look inside, you must know what is inside. But if used oil is properly collected, then it's a suitable raw material for refining. Then it enters into a distillation process. In this case, there are 4 different distillation towers, and the additives are removed, the containing water is removed, light fractions are removed. Then it ends up in an interim product, that's the distillate, and the distillate is then hydrotreated. Hydrotreatment means to treat the distillate at high temperature, high pressure, with a catalyst, and then you get the product what is a suitable base oil. If you see the booth outside, you may have seen the product. It's water clear and has excellent technical properties. Then again, quality control is very important, and then it is sold to the market. We look to which market in the next slide, please. First we go to the quality. If you see the product, you would say, wow, this product is really water clear. How can you do that from waste oil? But if we look at the virgin production, virgin base oils are classified in different groups, from group 1 to group 5. Group 1 is the most used base oil group in Europe, and in Turkey is only one refiner. Tüpraş, a virgin refiner, produces also group 1. But to produce modern motor oils, which can last long in the car or in the truck, you need better base oils. So you mix better base oils to the other base oil, group 3, group 2. But those have all to be imported to Turkey. Where stands Tiraş? The properties of Tiraş at the bottom here, you can see that they outperform even group 2, and it's a quality between group 2 and group 3. What you can find only if you buy it from Northern Europe or Asia. Next, please. These are the products, that what I say before. What can you then do with this base oil? The blenders, so the lubricant manufacturers, they combine the base oil with additives and formulate then special oils, high-performance passenger car oils, heavy-duty oils, metalworking fluids, hydraulic oils, transmission fluids. So that means a variety of products can be produced again from these base oils. No, I have only 15 minutes, I have to be quick. The potential for saving CO2. Virgin production needs crude oil. Crude oil must be refined, and then it ends up in base oil. Waste oil already, the molecules within the waste oil, they are not destroyed. It's only oxidation products are added due to the process and the use in the car, and the additives don't have a very long lifetime, so they have to be removed. So used oil recycling consumes significantly less energy than primary virgin base oil production. And here in the left bar, you will find the the average CO2 equivalents per ton of waste oil, which is roughly 600 kilogram CO2 emissions if you produce 1 ton of refined base oil. These are the different categories. Let's go to group 2 and 3 because that's the category of tirage. Virgin production consumes 1,100. That's almost the double. So you can save 50% of CO2, and this you can see then in the last bar. And you can see that, of course, in numbers. We are here in the conference, the topic is fighting against climate change, but I think in general it's also very important to save resources. And to save resources with refining is even much more important because it is 30 times better than virgin production. Sorry. Looking at the effect, we have to look, is re-refining important? Is it an industry which is very, very small or very, very rare? No, it is not. If you look at Europe, in Europe, all base oil produced, the 3.3 million tons, there have been 0.5 million tons of re-refining. In 2018, then a percentage of 17% of re-refining, and in 2020, it's nearly 20% because virgin production was pretty low due to Corona. Next. And this is then translated from IFEO Institute. We have to go from the bottom. That has been the waste oil collection in EU 28. So then reduced in the next bar by UK is 1.53 million. And out of these 1.53 million of collected used oil, 1 million ton of used oil was re-refined to base oil. And that ends up in CO2 saving, in CO2 equivalent saving of 366,000 tons. That was the year 2018. And if the whole potential would be used, so the whole amount of the 1.5 million, then 560,000 tons of CO2 could be saved by our industry. That's Europe only. Next. How does this look like? It would look like in Turkey. Turkey's lubricant production is 400,000 per year. That results in roughly 200,000 tons of waste oil. And the equivalent, what could be saved, would be for Turkey 175,000 tons. And the installed capacity today of tirage of 60,000 tons would save, or will save certainly, 35,000 tons of CO2. So we don't talk only about fighting against the climate, we try also to give numbers. Only if you have numbers you can change. Next. I go back to the sustainability goals. Of course, there are lots of general goals, and not everything can be adapted to an industry and not adapted to re-refining. But if I see the company tirage and the possibilities of our industry, then I have highlighted those where we really are good. So in the climate, we protect water, because if used oil would be harm water. We protect land, soil. It's a clean energy. It's a very important here in Turkey to produce in Turkey from a national resource, and gives a good contribution also to the GDP. It is innovation and so on. So I think we can be proud that we have first understood the sustainable goals, and at the other end we can contribute to them and we measure that. In summary, re-refining protects the environment. It is a contribution to the circular economy. Let's say it's one of the best examples of circular economy because it really works and it creates an excellent product. It's a very efficient use of national resources. And of course, it's a modern working place and is attractive and interesting. We have very, very good students working at our refinery and we are very proud of them. And yeah, we support the UN sustainability goals, and so that's the contribution of re-refining in figures and in facts to the climate change. And I will end with one very short thing. Yesterday I attended a virtual conference of the lubricant industry. It's the largest conference of the lubricant industry in Europe. And you mentioned before Green Deal and the Commission, and the keynote speaker was Enrique Garcia, who is the policy officer for waste within the Commission. And he talked to the lubricant industry, and he talked half of his speech about refining. And that was very nice. And now it comes the best thing. He talked about Turkey, because Turkish legislation is stricter and is more precise than European legislation, and it's very much appreciated that this legislation in place. And currently is a very big assessment running in the EU Commission. It will last until mid of next year. It already began last year, with the goal to set quantitative targets to support re-refining. Thank you very much.